bomb.
Yeah.
And then they're going to look at you, and you're just going to be like...
Yeah. Be like, can I tell you something?
Do you got time? I know you're busy. You got like 3 tables.
Does the waitress Katie mean anything to you? Yeah, there's 7 of them. I don't... Well, one of them gave me one of the funniest things that ever happened to me.
Are you allowed to share?
Sure, yeah.
All right. Let's hear this story. Line it up.
Well, okay. It might not be that funny because you're not as drunk as I was at the time.
Okay.
But a group of guys...
I can get there if you want.
A group of guys and I...
Hold on. I'm going to try. You go ahead. You continue.
So a group of guys and I go down to St. Louis. We go down to this ballpark village. We're going to the baseball game. So we've got tickets, but we're killing time. And we come into this place now. It's game day, so this place is packed. And you can't find a table, especially for 6 guys. And so we're like, well, we're not going to eat. So we just need a place to have some drinks. And the waitress is like, you know what? And so there's this like one little area, it's almost like a spot where I imagine the staff would take their lunch break at, like, because it's just a little ledge, just room enough to hold a drink and maybe a little plate of food.
Okay.
But it's not really a seat.
Okay.
So
Are you standing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And there are stools, but we're standing.
Sure.
And it's right next to this area. So along the wall, they have beer taps that you can serve yourself with.
Okay.
So you just swipe your credit card, and it dispenses the beer.
Nice.
And so we're standing there, and now, as you know from waiting on tables, when you go in to put the name of your group, you'll put like table 9.
Sure.
And so now you know whose receipt this is.
Right.
So we don't have an official table. We just have this spot. So she names it. She names it for us. And she brings the bill out because now it's time for us to go. And we're like, all right, let's get to this game. And someone had because it wasn't me.
The wherewithal.
Yeah. to look and see what she had named the table. And it said, The Tap Rail Boys. And somebody goes, holy shit, look at this. She called us the Tap Rail Boys. And just like instinctively, 3 of us just all of a sudden, just all at the same time started going, "Who doggy, the Tap Rail Boys. Oh, shit. Get your guns, boys. The Tap Rail Boys in town. Oh, God, dang it. You got to get... So we start going on.
You were missing me and your posse, man. I can get that high...
Yeah. Well, so now we're all getting a yeehaw! Hey, look out, boys! Tap Rail Boys, come on! And we're just going on these like tangents of like these southern like hillbillies. Oh shit! No way! Hey, Jeremy, did you hear? The Tap Rail Boys are coming! Oh shit! Grab your boys, grab your girls, lock up your daughter. And someone starts wheeling like, get in the bus, boys. We got it. So, and then we're walking to the gate.
What is that? Is that a wheelbarrow?
Someone's got like one of the chairs, but they're treating it like it's the steering wheel to a bus. And like, we're gonna drive this for us.
How is that time sensitive? Wouldn't like a horse or something? Like hitting the back of a horse?
It's just, well, and we couldn't stop doing it.
Oh my God.
We're walking down the streets of St. Louis and going into this game, still going, yeah, woo, cha cha, 2 2 2 2, yeah, and we can't stop, and we're just like laughing so hard.
Oh man,
crying, and
that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
So that waitress gave us the best gift of all time.
Could you? And as long as you and I have known each other, I'm pretty sure that I've worked in a restaurant, like either on and off or like join and quit. Do you remember this particular time? It was one of the first jobs I had. I was a host at a restaurant. It was an Italian restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And you and like 4 of our friends,
we couldn't believe. Well, it was your first job, I think.
No, my first job was the movie theater.
Was it?
Yeah.
16?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
And then when I quit there, that's when I started growing my hair out.
Okay.
And that's when I'll never forget it. It was like one afternoon. Like I was like, how many? And then this little kid with her parents, like she just looked at me and she said, Mommy, why does that man look like a girl? I'm like, it hurt. But then I was like, awesome.
Yeah, I got long hair.
It's like I got really awesome hair for her to mistake me for a girl. I mean, I had like little stubble, not like your fucking high school stubble,
Right?
but
no,
so,
I remember
I was working.
We all thought it was
Hilarious,
a pretty funny idea that you were going to be working this job as the host.
Sure.
And we the joke was you were going to get how many it'll be like Jackson party or something like that, and you're like, Jackson party of 5, and then you'd be dancing like Michael Jackson and trying to be a showman.
Yeah. Let me ask you, because like I come across this a lot with like a lot of people that are like, holy shit, you used to work there? I was like, yeah. And then like a week later, something else will come up, and I'll be like, yeah, I used to work there. They're like, what?
You used to work there too?
Really?
How many jobs have you had?
Right. If you could share with the audience, like, what's the worst job I've ever had?
Worst one you ever had?
That you just looked at and was just like, holy shit, Bill.
You'll never survive.
No, you're not going to make it.
You're going to hate it.
You're going to crash and burn, bro.
Well,
and you had enough foresight to know.
To be honest, I probably won't remember it because you probably only worked there for like
a
1
day.
week or something. Yeah.
Right.
And then you were like, I can't do this shit.
Now, see, I mean, what's the difference between you and me? Are we so much not alike? Like, I mean, you had a career at Best Buy.
Yeah, because I get into a routine or something I find comfortable, and then I just stay there. And that's my biggest flaw is I'm not looking at every angle to better my situation.
I would argue the exact opposite.
Yeah,
I would, man, because I mean, look at you. I mean, like how long have you worked at your current job?
Like 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
You're paying down your house, paying down your car.
Right.
You got a beautiful wife who goes to work too, like double income home.
Sure.
Like you're living the dream.
The American dream.
The American dream. And by the way, folks, let me tell you this. I'm not going to give his address away, but this man has a beautiful home. Beautiful. Beautiful home. Like I'm talking like one of those paintings that have the street lights and not the fucking generic gray street lights with the, what are those called? Rubbernecks or just regular boring street lights?
Right.
Like you guys have got the ones, what are those called? Chandelier street lights? Or not chandelier, but
I don't know what they're called, but they're like old-timey looking.
Yeah, it's a very nice street.
It's like
the
trees, cast iron black.
Yeah, and the trees overhang. They grow from each side of the street, and they overhang to get coverage on the street. I mean, you got a really nice setup.
It's a little picturesque, yeah.
So,
it's an old part of town, so the houses are older.
Sure. And you've done an amazing job, updating your house. So, all right, let me stop jerking you off for a second. Let's go back to my poor decisions in life. Like, I mean, well, you're right. I mean,
can you tell me what your least favorite job was? Do you remember?
I mean, just off the top of my head, and I haven't really thought about this. I don't have it down in the topic, but I would have to say shutting off people's cable.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
That was not fun. Did I ever tell you that I shut off our old apartment's cable?
No.
Yeah, I had to go back to
our actual apartment.
Our actual apartment.
Wow.
I had to go back.
So you got
there.
back in there, or you're just outside?
Just outside. I'm just like looking in, and I can see my bedroom through the front door because the bedroom door was open. I was like, memories.
That's cool.
But no, it wasn't cool because they owed like $300 or something, and I was like, look, if you give me $80 right now, I can leave you on. They obviously couldn't afford it.
Oh, so you actually tell them you're shutting them off?
Yeah,
I would think they would just be like, you're off.
No, that's it's a state law that I actually have to physically in front of you tell you, hey, I'm gonna shut you off. So you get a lot of knock, 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 and then you hear the TV on, then you hear it turn off, and then people like scurry away.
Because now they can just shut you off remotely, because you can't watch TV without a box,
right? And
every box has its code,
right? And back then, like the cool thing is that I started working in the summer. Which is also very nice to be like trying to surround like an apartment complex looking for the little box that you have to unlock with this special fucking key.
Right.
And then when you do it, being in the summer, wasps are always attracted to those little areas.
Sure.
So, I mean, you always have to carry a can of fucking Raid on you.
Right.
Because that happened to me once. I got like attacked like my girl, and I was just like, that's not going to happen again. So I
that
started
happens
carrying,
again. I'm going to quit.
like everyone I open up, and just like, I don't even care if I'm ruining the electrical. I don't give a shit. I'm not getting stung 5 times by a fucking
Bill,
wasp.
every house you've serviced has complained that none of their neighbors' stuff works anymore.
Nobody.
Don't know anything about that.
You started an electrical box on fire with some rain? No, that was by far the worst. Well, not by far. I mean, fuck. What else have I done? I mean, the very first Uber Eats. Do you remember when I did that? It was just a company that I would go pick up people's food and drive to them. This was like 15 years ago.
I don't know that one.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Let's see. Let me just walk around. The rest.
Stanley Steamer.
Stanley Steamer.
That one wasn't so bad, though, was it?
That wasn't so bad, but the pay was not enough.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember when you went to see Eddie Money?
You did. I didn't.
You didn't come?
No, my wife went.
I mean, yeah, me and your wife went.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just the two of us. We were with like.
You probably went with your friends from the movie theater.
Oh, I don't know. That just makes.
Because I had to work and
just like running sand.
Yeah.
But no, if you would have seen me at that concert, man, after a week at Stanley Steamer, I was pretty stoked to see Eddie Money.
That was just crazy,
isn't it? But at the concert, I was just like,
just wiped out.
Yeah, it's exhausting, man. I mean, you go into people's houses and you move all of their furniture because nobody does what they ask you to do to prep it.
Yeah.
There's as a customer, you're supposed to prep it and move all the big shit out of the way and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But nobody ever does. And then you get these houses that somebody just wants to defecate all over the place and then have you come in once a year and clean it up. Or one house had like 6,000 kittens. So I immediately walk in.
Not really sure what this stain is, ma'am. I literally watched you just shit on the floor.
I'm telling you, some of the people were, I mean, it was insane. Front desk at Comfort Suites. You remember that sweet gig of mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, getting you guys some rooms to party in while I fucking work. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Always been effective. But, I mean, you went from Best Buy to a career, and I think that's awesome.
Well, I did concrete there for a while.
Did concrete?
In between. And I had a shit job before that.
A shit job before that?
It was the worst job I could possibly imagine.
And what was that?
Verizon's call center. So, like, people in South Carolina that have Verizon for their phone, they would call to be like, yeah, I want to add long distance to my phone service.
Or my phone plan.
Well, I'm moving locations. I need to set up new service. And then, which that isn't that bad. But the problem is that the job isn't helping people. The job is sales. You got
to upsell.
You have someone spying on you the whole time.
Sure.
There's someone listening to your phone call.
Sure.
And they're registering if you ask them 3 times in a phone call to upgrade.
Asshole.
And when I'm on the phone with those people, the last thing I want is their stupid
they call
sales
you
pitch. Yep.
To add something, and then you have to ask 3 times to add something else.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you called me because you're moving.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm moving. I just need you to shut off this address.
Let's just
turn this one on.
Let's just simplify this, okay, because that's landline. Let's not do landline. Let's do modern day. So I call you, and I was like, hey, my ex-girlfriend is a crazy bitch. I need to change my phone number. Would you be able to help me with that?
Sure can.
Awesome.
What's your current phone number?
309-555.
Great.
0494.
Great. While my computer's bringing up your records, have you heard about our new Go phones that we're doing? These are great phones, by the way. They come straight to you in the mail. You don't have to go to your store, and all you have to do to hook them up is go online and or just call me back, and I can set you up. And that's minutes that you can you get so much data.
You know what?
We can add that to your package right now.
You know what? You know what? Money's kind of thin right now.
I got you. Sure.
I
understand. Yeah. Speaking of money, let me take a look at your bill. Oh, it's just come up now. Yes. I see here you have this package. Is that working well for you right now?
I mean, it's obviously very expensive.
Because
but
let me just I could put you in this package that could save you $20. How's that sound to you, Bill?
I mean, if it saved me $20 a month.
Absolutely. All we have to do is add that Go phone I was speaking of, and your phone bill will go down $20 with the added $30 for the Go phone.